Good afternoon and welcome to a sensational Sunday. We are here for our weekly read aloud, and today, Just Us and Books is at the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum. Here with the owner and operator, Antonia Anderson, a creation all her own. And stay tuned because we are going to go on just a short tour of the Hip Hop Museum. So stay tuned for that. So I am in a hip hop museum. I'm rocking my hip hop t-shirt from Press Milwaukee. I got my Kango. I don't have my bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair on, but I've got my big hoops on and I'm ready to go. I had to read a book, and of course, I'm reading a book, of course, that goes with hip hop. Today's story is called Darryl's Dream, and it's by the one and only Darryl, DMC, McDaniels. Darryl's Dream. Here we go. Darryl loved 3rd grade. He especially loved music class and writing. "Great job, Darryl," said his teacher as she handed back his poem. There was a big A+ on it. "You should recite this at the talent show." "Really?" asked Darryl. He was so proud of his poem, but he wondered, was it really that good? After school, Darryl headed to the talent show sign-up sheet. He wrote his name at the very bottom. "What do you think you're doing?" said a boy named Charlie. "What talent do you have?" Darryl didn't know what to say, so he held up his poem. "Wow, what a nerd," said Charlie, "and you have those dumb glasses to match." A girl named Denise joined in. "Look, guys, Darryl's so weird with his stupid poems and his stupid A+. He's going to make a fool out of himself at the talent show." Everyone laughed. Darryl was so upset that he crossed his name off the sheet. Don't let anybody crush your dreams. Let's see what happens. By the time Darryl got home, he felt totally defeated. "Mom," he said, "I wish I didn't wear big glasses and get good grades. The other kids don't like me." "Not everyone will like you, Darryl," Darryl's mom said. "What's important is that you like yourself and you stay true to who you are." Darryl didn't agree. He ran upstairs into his room. "I wish I could be someone else," said Darryl as he fell asleep that night. Before long, he drifted off into a dream. So sadly, Darryl let those negative thoughts get in his head, but let's see what happens. Darryl's dream was amazing. He flew all the way through space and up to the stars. "Hello, Darryl," said a voice that echoed all around him. "Here, you can be anyone or anything you want. Just wish it." "I wish those mean kids liked me," said Darryl. "As you wish," said the voice. Suddenly, Darryl was big and strong. He was hanging out with the kids who'd made fun of him, but something was wrong. Darryl didn't feel like himself. He thought of another wish. So this was his first wish. "I want to be something everyone likes," said Darryl. "Like the coolest sports car in the world." "As you wish," said the voice. Poof! Darryl turned into a supercharged hot rod. He looked amazing. People stood around him and admired his shiny new finish. Then he heard a noise from above. "Look, a helicopter," said someone in the crowd, and it didn't take long before everyone forgot about Darryl. "Wow," said Darryl, "even the best hot rod isn't a helicopter. Guess I'd better wish for something else." Darryl thought for a moment before he had an idea. "I wish to be the best version of myself." "As you wish," said the voice. Suddenly, Darryl found himself inside a recording studio. There were instruments everywhere, and there was lots of fancy equipment. The walls were lined with gold records. Darryl looked at one of the albums and saw himself. In the picture, he was grown up. He still had his glasses, and he looked cool in them. Darryl was about to pick up a drumstick when he heard a loud ringing. Now remember, he's still in his dream, but he's looking at the best version of himself. What's going to happen next? His alarm clock. He was going to be late for school. Darryl rushed to get ready, but he took a moment to stop and look in the mirror. His glasses didn't look so bad after all. Ready for school, asked Mom? More than ever, said Darryl. He grabbed his poem and ran out the door. Outside, Darryl saw the kids who had picked on him making fun of another smart kid. Stop that, said Darryl. You guys think you're so cool, but you aren't. At school, Darryl marched to the sign-up sheet and put his name back on it. I'm going to do my poem at the talent show, and I don't care what anyone thinks. That's right, Darryl. That afternoon, it was time for the talent show. Darryl waited backstage for his cue. He put on his new hat, pushed up his glasses, and held on to his poem. He was very nervous. As he was waiting, the mean kids came backstage. You can't perform without your poem, said Charlie. He grabbed the paper from Darryl and ripped it up. Yeah, and you look silly in that hat, Denise chimed in. All the kids laughed. Just when Darryl thought it couldn't get any worse, he was called to the stage. Oh, what mean kids. Let's see what happens. How is Darryl going to get out of this one? Darryl froze in the spotlight. What was he going to do? He thought of what his mom had told him. I can do this. I just need to be myself. Darryl took a deep breath and grabbed the microphone. He rhymed about reading comic books and drawing superheroes. He rhymed about loving school and making friends. He even rhymed about how one day he would go to college. The crowd was shocked. What a weirdo, someone yelled. Oh dear. Let's see if Darryl can persevere through this one. But Darryl kept going. He rhymed about bullies in school. He rhymed about what his mom had taught him. He even rhymed about his classes. As the words flowed out of him, the crowd rose to their feet, cheering. Darryl was finally being himself, and it felt amazing. Yes, Darryl. After the show, Darryl ran into Charlie and Denise. Wow, Darryl, said Denise. I didn't know poems could sound like that. That was really cool. Me neither, added Charlie. Can you teach me how to write poems just like you? Darryl smiled. I help you, he said, but you shouldn't write poems like me. You should write poems like Charlie. Isn't that nice of Darryl? Even the ones that were mean to him, he's willing to even help them. Darryl McDaniels followed his dream and went on to become hip-hop pioneer DMC. He traveled the world spreading his personal style and message of love and confidence to millions. His glasses even became a symbol of hip-hop fashion. Darryl still loves music and continues to teach children to be themselves and follow their dreams. The end. Darryl's dreams. Listen, we are in for a treat after this read aloud, so please stay tuned. We are going to take a tour again of the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum, owned and operated by Antonia Anderson. What a treat. Just us. And books. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Just Us and Books is here with Miss Antonia Anderson, owner and operator of the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum, and she's going to take us just through a little part of her museum because I want you all to come and see all these wonderful things that I see here at her museum. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Ms. Anderson.
Hello, and thank you so much for coming with Just Books. I appreciate you. And right here, I have Run DMC. This is my Run DMC wall, and we're going to piggyback after that wonderful story that you just told for the children. Okay, so here are some Run DMC action figures. I also have some photos of when they first got started, some of the things that they did when they were initiated into the business, some of the folks that they were with. And here's my favorite big poster of Run DMC.
Yes, the King of Rock.
King of Rock, King of Rock, with the My Diddy song.
Yes.
Yes, and over here I have some additional action figures and vinyl albums of the Run DMC history.
Awesome. All right, like I said, we're only going to show you a snippet of this amazing museum. She has so much history here at the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum. And this is the perfect time to come because all of you should know that it is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So what a wonderful opportunity to come and get some history about hip hop from, again, Miss Antonia Anderson. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. I'm so glad we're finally able to link up and both of us can be seen in such a wonderful light.